I gotta do. I love that tune. I don't know about you guys, but I love that tune. It really, really makes me feel super lively on a Sunday morning. So how are we? Let me know that you can hear me okay, because I completely forgot to plug my microphone in before I started, and I was like, oh gosh, it's probably sounding a little bit tinny. Sorry, I am a couple of minutes late. My washing machine just started spinning, and it should have finished about 5 minutes ago, and it's got 6 minutes left, so I've just paused it. So if for any reason at any point that just kicks in, you know why. It's not some ghosts that are going on. First and foremost, hello Keith, how are you, my love? Thank you for being the most incredible moderator that we could possibly wish for on this channel. How are we? How are we all? Is everybody okay? Yeah, is everybody doing all right? I know, God, it's been a busy few days. I've been like little Miss Social Butterfly, back in the days when I always used to go out and about and do things. I've been like a little social butterfly the last few days. How have things been going for you guys? Are you coping? First and foremost, let's just dive straight in. Are you guys coping with whatever is going on in and around your world, wherever you are? Are you managing to detach from all of the noise? Are you managing to kind of like sweep people to one side if they're trying to put some fear out in you? Hello to Australia. Hello to New Zealand. Love it. Love the global vibes. Absolutely love it. I love my Aussies and my Kiwis. I really do. I can't wait to get back over with you guys. Hey Cliff, how are you, my love? I hope everyone is super, super well. Yeah, I've noticed that there's been a lot going on in Australia. I'm going to be really, Joe, get off of it then. Stop looking at it. You've said this a few weeks on the trot, so I'm going to pull you up on it now. Stop looking at the information. If it's conflicting with you, stop looking at it. Simple as that. Stop looking at it. You are choosing to be conflicted. You are choosing to be confused. Remember this, guys. Everything that we are doing, we are choosing. You know, and that might piss some of you off, because I'm not choosing to be in World War III. Yes, you are. I'm not choosing to be, you know, watching my brothers and sisters around the world, you know, rising and potentially getting into some trouble. No. We are choosing. Everybody is choosing. We are constantly choosing our destiny. Most of us don't remember our soul contracts before we came in. I'm going to talk a little bit about soul contracts today, but most of us don't remember it because we have our brains wiped. We come out of the womb and we go, okay, we've just forgotten everything that is on the other side. But the beautiful thing about what we're doing right now, and I'm going to share a little bit more about all of this. The beautiful thing about what we're doing right now is we are going to be able to have all of the consciousness before we came out of the womb in this lifetime, on this earth plane. Whatever that looks like to you, whether it's a planet, whether it's flat, whatever, who cares? Again, it's your choice. If you choose it to be a planet, great. If you choose it to be flat, great. It's completely your choice. It's none of my business what you decide to do. Okay? So the whole reason we have to go through this regurgitation of shit, let's call it what it is. Lucy's going to be on form today, I feel. So hide the kids away, put your headphones in if you need to, because clearly I'm going to drop a few swear bombs, because normally by now I haven't done. We are regurgitating everything right now, everything that's ever gone on the planet, and we must do that so that we can free ourselves. We must free ourselves. We must free ourselves from this. Let me know in the chat box, do you want to be free? My ultimate value, my number one value is freedom. My number one. And actually, I'm going to do a separate video on this. But I actually had a soul attunement session this week, and my number one value, he was like, your number one value is freedom. Your number one value is freedom. And I was like, yep, that's me. And it's true. My number one value is freedom. And I believe everybody deserves freedom of choice. And it actually came up in my soul path reading. So I am doing exactly what I was supposed to do when I came here to Earth. I am literally living my truth. So if I'm going to say shit, I'm going to say shit. If I'm going to drop the F-bomb, I'm going to drop the F-bomb. One word I won't drop very often, if ever at all, is the C-bomb. Now, like I said, the soul path reading, I'm gonna do a whole separate video on it because it's going to take me some time. This is just the notes from it. That's just the notes from it. It's absolutely amazing. And in fact, Donna's just raised a really beautiful point here. Okay, I'm going to give you an example. I'm going to give you an exercise. So everybody that is watching now, whether you're live or whether you're watching this back on replay, let's just take a huge deep breath in and release. And take another one in and release. And take another deep breath in and release. Now just pop your hand on your heart. Doesn't matter if you do it this way or if you do it like I'm doing. Just pop your hand on your heart and close your eyes. That there is your heart keeping you going, even though you're not asking it to. Those little beats that you can hear and feel. It's your heart doing its thing for you. You haven't asked it to. You don't consciously say, please, can you beat for me today? Please, can you do this today? You don't do that. That's unconditional love right there. Now, most of us have forgotten what unconditional love looks and feels like, because we've been living in a matrix. We've been living in a paradigm where we've had to fight for survival. We've had to do whatever it takes because we've known, our souls have known that something's not quite right. Now just think about all of the, the beautiful things that you would do if you didn't have to go to work. If you didn't have to, go and fill the car up with petrol and go food shopping and things like that. Like, just imagine the beautiful things that you could do if you didn't have to do your daily routine. Feel that love. Feel that beautiful vibration in your body. That freedom. That's what the new consciousness is going to feel like. Imagine walking down a road or driving in your car down a road and people just letting you go without swearing at you or putting their hands in the air or tutting at you. Imagine walking into a supermarket where everyone says, "Hey, Sarah, it's really beautiful to see you. Lucy, oh my gosh, so good to see you." That's what we're heading for. We're heading for a world, and it is incomprehensible because all we've known in this lifetime is doom and gloom and pain and hurt and this fight for survival, this constant battle that we are living through. So whenever you get a moment of, I'm not sure I can cope, or like Joe said earlier, I'm so confused, so much conflicting information, get off of your technology. And I know that's really hypocritical because I'm sat here using technology to be able to get to you guys. But if you get those moments of fear, those moments of panic, those moments of, oh my gosh, I don't know what to believe, or I don't know where to go with this, get offline. Go and connect with yourself and with your loved ones and with other humans. this disconnection that we have got because we're constantly on our phones, we're constantly on our technology, that is where we are going wrong. And I don't like to say anything's right or wrong, but just for human speak, you've got to take charge of yourself. You know what that consciousness feels like. If any of you have ever done my meditations and you're like, oh my God, I feel so emotional. Oh my gosh, I feel so connected. Oh my gosh, I feel so relieved and I feel so light and I feel so clear. That is higher levels of consciousness. You know what it feels like. You're just remembering. Okay, really great question, Donna. Guys, bear with me one sec. I've just realised my distiller's still on. I just need to turn that off one sec. I don't like it getting to the bottom because it burns it. Honestly, what goes in a distiller is just too much. It's just too much for anybody to see. It's disgusting. So anyway, I hope that's helped you a little bit. Just be able to, you know, it's inside of you. It's so incredible. It is inside of you. Actually, Steffi, I'm actually going to talk about the systems and life outside of the systems today, which is really, really beautiful. Because I've had a bit of a shift, ladies and gents. I've got a list of things that I want to get through today. I've also channeled a few messages because I'm really enjoying channeling the messages at the moment. If you like my channeled messages, all I'm going to say to you guys is get in my conscious conversation community. That is where I share all of it. Now, it doesn't matter whether you can attend live or not because all of the videos are stored in a portal. It's £11 a month and I share so much information I've channeled, you know, preparing people for things. I don't really like to do the three-dimensional stuff, as you guys know. I'm kind of like past that, which is why anybody, and I'm not being rude by saying that, by the way. If I needed to fight, I would go and fight, trust me. I'm not being rude, you know, watching people all around the world, Perth uprising, yeah, I think it was yesterday, Melbourne uprising, you know, like it's great to see. However, where I am right now is I just don't believe any of that stuff. That's where I am right now. So my path, my journey, my job is to help you guys do exactly what we've just done. Step into your higher consciousness, step into that vibration above fear. So there is no confusion. So there is no, oh, everything's conflicting, because you know it's a whole heap of bullshit, you know, being really blunt. So there's a few things that I just needed to, or I just wanted to speak to you guys about before I start sharing a little bit more on the systems, which Steffi has beautifully brought up, and more about the consciousness, which again, Donna's intuition was right on point to be asking that. Okay, so first and foremost, the Divine Masculine video. I was supposed to do a video this week with BT, Charlie and Paul Boys. Unfortunately, I had to go and see a specialist in London at very short notice, and it completely coincided with that video. That video has been blocked twice now, so hopefully, fingers crossed, the next time we will be able to do that. When I went into London on Wednesday, it was very interesting. You can tell the people that are watching the news, you can tell the people that are still in that lower vibrational matrix. Lots more masks about, lots more people being a bit edgy with each other. So here in the UK, I know I've got a lot of people on from Australia and New Zealand at the moment, but here in the UK, we're about 6 months, 8 months ahead of you guys. And what's happening right now is they're ramping up again because of number 3, number 4, number 5, and other bits and pieces. Okay, but like I say, when you've got a high level of consciousness on this, you don't look at it from fear. You're looking at it from a totally different perspective, but you are observing the behaviors of people that are living in those lower vibrations. So all I'm going to say to you guys is please enjoy your summer. Please enjoy your summer, because it's not going to be long. The UK will probably go back into, or the people that listen and do that stuff, they will be going into some sort of restrictions, I would imagine, in the next few weeks. So I'm probably going to upset a few of you by saying this, but I've made a huge decision over the last couple of days that I'm actually going to change from doing this Sunday session. I feel really quite sad saying that because I've been doing Sunday service for quite some time now. However, I really would like to focus on the channeling that I'm doing. I'm getting some really beautiful messages, and I'm like linking up with people such as, Michelle Fielding, people like that, and we're almost validating what we're getting. And I really feel that now I need to be stepping into doing many more videos, like short, sharp videos that are going to actually be teaching tools for you and your loved ones when they're ready to receive them, rather than me spending an hour here on a Sunday, which is amazing, having a really good chat with you. And maybe what I would do is change this to like a once a month Q&A session or something like that. I don't know how that's going to look right now, but I am being guided very heavily that I need to be focusing on my writing. I need to be focusing on what Steffi said, making sure that the systems are set up for us to step into. It's extremely important that we are doing this. So many people are so caught up in these old systems. And actually, this last week here in the UK, I've actually been doing a lot of work to break me out of one of the systems. And obviously, when I've done that, I will share it with my conscious conversation community, because that's what it's about. Now, I'm probably going to do next week. I think, right, let's just finish the month off. So I will do next Sunday, and then from there, I might just be like, do you know what? I'm going to do a random. I'm going to do a random Sunday service. But for me personally, it's interesting because this morning I was channeling so much information when I was out running and when I was in nature, and actually I almost felt distracted, that I was like, right, what have I got to do for Sunday service today? And I've actually done a video that's going to come out tomorrow on twin flames. This is going to be a real poke in the eye for a lot of people who have been searching for their twin flames. The information came through to me a few days ago. It was extremely profound because, I've had such a huge twin flame journey myself. However, it's a game changer. If it's ready to land with you, again, I feel that the message that I got was way ahead of its time. So it's probably going to really upset a lot of people, but I'm going to put it out there anyway. It's very, very important. We must start standing in our truth. And I feel like I'm going to get really emotional. I really do feel that now is the time, like our turning point. Now is the time where we decide what is going to happen. We decide what we are going to do with our future. We decide what level of consciousness that we are going to choose to go to. And what I channeled around the twin flame stuff blew my freaking socks off. You guys know, I know who my twin flame is. I know exactly where he is. And, like I know all of that stuff. And this really was like OMFing. So I think you guys will like it. It's going to blow the doors off of anything that I've never heard anybody say this ever. Not that I go searching for videos anymore. I don't watch anything. But it was a it was a pleasure. It was a pleasure to channel it. So I'm going to just acknowledge Donna's question here. Does everybody have the ability to channel? The answer is yes. Meredith is in her head, which is why she can't do it openly. She's just said, I don't. So of course you won't. If you say you don't, of course you won't. I'm going to share a little past thing that I used to say. So basically, I used to say to Maxine and a lot of people that are close to me in my circles, I used to say, I'm super intuitive. I probably am one of the most intuitive people on the planet. And that's not me blowing smoke up my arse. I can literally just have a conversation and all this stuff will come out and they'll be like, you don't even realize what you just said there, did you? And it's just super intuitive, super, super, super intuitive. And, I get it. I know that I am one of those people. However, I always used to say, nah, I'm not psychic. I'm not psychic at all. And then I actually started to realize that actually I am really freaking psychic. I am really, really, really psychic, but I was blocking myself. Okay, so in answer to Donna's question and in answer to anybody that is asking this, okay, every single person on the planet, every human, every man, every woman has the gifts. And I have said this so many times. I am no better than you. Just because I channel and I know that I'm channeling, and I can sit down with a piece of paper and have this amazing story, an amazing journey come out of me. Like, look at my meditations. I don't know what's coming out of what's coming through me. I literally just put a pen to paper, write it, and then I type it up. I don't know what's coming through. And then when I read it, you guys know I get really emotional about it. I know it hasn't come from me, Lucy Davis. It's come from my soul that sits behind my eye sockets. And you guys know I've explained this to you before. All of us can look at ourselves through our eyes. Like, just look at your hands now. You know that there is something behind your eyeballs that isn't connected to your human. Just recognizing that there is a force at work within you and a force at work outside of you, this is how you're going to step into your gifts. I'm really pleased that you do, Keith, because actually that's what I'm going to be doing a lot more of. I'm going to be making sure that there are meditations out there for every step of this journey, so that we can release, we can heal, we can step up, we can go to higher consciousness. That's my mission at the moment. My gift to humanity is it's the grounding. It's the reminding of you guys. And in fact, I'm actually going to read something from my soul attunement, if it's on this first page. Blah, 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 blah. Where is it? Oh, yeah. Here we go. You are here to show the rest of us how powerful we are as creators of our own experience, and that we have access to divine power through free will and choice. All I do, if you remember all I have been speaking about for the last 4 years, if not longer, is the eternal truth. Now, my eternal truth is not your eternal truth, but I call myself openly, I am the reminder of eternal truth. I'm here to literally remind you of your eternal truth, because I'm sharing, because I'm just communicating with you what's going on. And then people like Donna say, can everybody do that or not? And this is the beautiful thing. This is the beautiful thing about it. Because Donna's authentic and vulnerable enough to say, hey, Lucy, can we all do this, or is this just a subset of people? Because there are people out there. There are people out there that believe they're special. We're all freaking special. I'm no better than you. You're no better than me. My guides are here. You're no better than me. I'm no better than you. None of us are better than each other. We are all divinely perfect. We are divinely orchestrated. We all have a separate role this lifetime. Some of us evolve through our roles. Remember, I was talking about the love vibration in January 2020. Everybody thought I was absolutely batshit crazy. Then what happened is I stepped into this, right, I'm here to awaken the masses. I awoken thousands and thousands of people around the world. Then all of a sudden, in about March of this year, I was like, oh, I need to switch to higher consciousness now. My guides were like, nah, enough of that. It's time for you to absolutely start recognizing your path on the, to ascend people, to help people go to the higher levels of consciousness. There are still hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people that are going through the awakening phase, talking about this, talking about the homeschooling, talking about that stuff. And I'll be honest with you guys, like that stuff I was doing, January, February, March time last year. And I'm not saying, oh, aren't I good for doing it back then? No, not at all. The people that needed to hear it, to take that mission forward, heard it. They're now doing that role. I don't need to do that role anymore. It's not my job. We've all got jobs. I'm here to bring the eternal truth to surface. And like I just said, that video that I've done on twin flames is going to piss people off. It's really going to rattle some people's cages. But I'm here to share the eternal truth. And that, it was weird for me because of the huge journey that I've been on. It was a very, very weird channeling, but I'm so glad it's taken place. And like I say, that'll be out for you guys tomorrow, as in Monday here in the UK. Okay. So we must remember that we have all been feeling so lost for such a long time. Okay. And again, going back to what Joe said at the beginning, getting conflicting information. I don't know what to think. I don't know what to feel, blah, blah, blah. It's because you're feeling lost. We have been disconnected from human consciousness for many, many years. Now, I'm talking, this disconnection started about 26,000 years ago. Okay. The plug started being pulled from that level of consciousness for the humans, the people that are on Earth, whatever that looks like to you. Okay, for about the last 200 years, it's been completely broken. We have had a zero connection to the higher levels of consciousness, which is why Donna says, oh my God, can anybody do that? Oh my gosh, I'm not sure what to think. It's extremely important that we recognize we were disconnected. That's not your fault. But what is your responsibility is to level up and to ask the questions and to show up and to trust yourself. I have been talking about surrender for such a huge amount of time. You know, I've annoyed so many people over the months, over the years, talking about surrender. This stuff at the moment, and again, I trigger people all the time with this, particularly on my Instagram. By the way, my Instagram lives are still going to continue, and I'm going to be doing more on Facebook as well. So you won't, you know, it's not that I'm not going to be doing lives, but what we need to be doing here is we need to be saying that noise over there, I get what it's about, but it's not going to come into my life. It's not going to impact me. I'm not going to allow it to happen, because as soon as you allow a little bit of fear to hook you in, you are in, if that makes sense. You are in. You're like wading through the stuff. And, you know, I remember when I was doing the protests and stuff like that, I felt so alive. I felt so liberated. But actually now I know going into that vibration is not the best vibration for the planet, for the world, for Earth, for whatever you want to call it. The vibration that I need to be sharing is that of higher consciousness, what that looks and what that feels like. It doesn't mean I'm delusional, and I don't think that these things are going to take place or happening. What I'm saying is I am going to live in a higher vibe, so people know where to find me, so people know how they can do it too. Now, again, as Donna really beautifully said earlier, you know, like, some of us struggle to grasp the concept of these higher vibrational consciousness because we don't know what it's like. But the thing is our heart always knows. And all you need to do is just touch your heart. If you ever feel alone, if you ever feel like my angel wing is like boiling right now because she's lent up against my heart, all you need to do is just touch your heart with the tips of your fingers. Or like I showed you at the beginning of this video, just place your hand over your heart space. And just remember, your heart beats for you. No matter what you do, no matter how many times you break it, no matter what crappy foods you put in your body, your heart, our hearts, are going to connect into the universal heartbeat very soon. Those that are choosing higher levels of consciousness right now, your hearts are already connected to the universal heartbeat. Now, in my human mind, everybody's heart is connected to the universal heartbeat, okay? Now, if any of you have ever done a meditation with me and you've had the gold thread, remember that gold thread is essentially the universal heartbeat, okay? That's my take on the universal heartbeat. Remember, when you step into fear, that universal heartbeat, that golden thread that I've given you all, is how you get your calm, is how you get your peace. Literally, like I say, just touch in your heart space. Doesn't matter how you touch it, just touch in your heart space. It will get you really beautifully connected in. Okay? Now, ladies and gents, our cells, our cellular level DNA are vibrating at a different rate. And what's very interesting is I've been speaking with Michelle Fielding about this. So we've been talking about the significant amount of deaths that have been taking place around the planet. And there's something that keeps coming up for me about the vibrational level of our body. And I actually feel that because we are ascending at such a quick rate right now, a lot of people are actually passing because their cellular level DNA just isn't able to vibrate at the speed that we're vibrating. Have any of you had headaches? Have any of you had ringing in your ears? Have any of you had, weird and wonderful things that don't normally happen with you? Maybe you need to have afternoon naps. Like I'm having loads of nana naps. I don't know about you guys, but I'm having loads of nana naps, and it's quite interesting that a lot of people that I speak to now. I'm vibrant. I've got a lot of energy. I've got a lot of energy, and for me to have to go and have a nana nap is just weird. And it's not even a nana nap, but I'm calling it a nana nap. It's just all of a sudden I have to lay down. Like I have to lay down. Yeah, electric shocks is another really good example. Repelled from certain foods, attracted to certain foods. Like some days you want to eat like an absolute horse, and then the next day you're like, oh, I'm just off food completely, and you just want to drink water, or you're just drawn to herbal teas or something like that. So this is what ascension looks and feels like, ladies and gents. Now our cellular level DNA is being upgraded constantly. Okay, now I know that this is, again, it's going to trigger people because no, it has to be because of this, but I actually feel that some of the deaths that are taking place are it's happening because of the shift in our consciousness. Yeah, what you've got to remember, I don't know when you went through your Kundalini awakening, Lani, but what you've got to remember is it's only in the last maybe 18 months, 2 years that we've got this serious level of ascension, because the planet is literally being moved. That's what's happening. The world as we know it is being moved. Hence why we're having to shift those consciousness. Hence why we're having to shift that. Okay. So it's a completely different thing right now. You're not choosing this, although we did choose it when we came through because we're obviously on our path. But what is happening now is the people that are here have no freaking choice but to ascend. And if your body is not being treated like a temple, there are things that are happening to people. Now I have been, I thought it might have been, darling. So this is going to be a totally different level. Okay, this is something that that is really going to be shifting with everybody. So please, can we stop with this whole they're holding us back, because they're not. We're going through this journey. That's just divisional. That's polarity. I've done loads of channeling on polarity recently, and I've shared it in my conscious conversation community. We need to be, this polarity, this polar view that we've got must be dismantled. It's not a them and us, it's a us. It's a we, it's our. Now, I have been sharing for 4 years, maybe longer, no, probably since 2016. In fact, no, definitely since 2016, how you get your body in alignment. In 2006, well, in 2015, I actually knew, but in 2016, I had the confidence to start speaking about it. And I started sharing that we had to get our physical vessels in alignment for a shift that was going to take place. I didn't know what it was at the time, but I just knew that we needed to get our physical vessels in alignment. Now, you guys know, for any of you on my Instagram or on my Facebook, you know, like I went out last night and for dinner with some friends, and I wore a little cropped top, and I would never have got my stomach out in the past, ever. I wouldn't, self-sabotage, self-doubt, all the rest of it. But you know what, ladies and gents, we've got to embrace everything that we are. We've got to embrace everything that we are. Look after yourself. Recognize that all of these things that we do, like the chocolate and the crisps and the alcohol and all the other stuff, thank you, Candice, all the other stuff that we do, it's a distraction so that we don't feel amazing. It's very important, and it's fine if you want to go out and have a glass of wine and some bread or whatever, and then the next day you get back on it. That's absolutely fine, but make sure it's not every day. Make sure it isn't every single day that you're sat down with a box of chocolates or a bag of something and eating it, because this is what is shortening and slowing our cellular level upgrades. Why do you think that they're pushing it? Why do you think that they are saying that there's, here in the UK, apparently we've got a Walker crisp shortage? I mean, what? Great, we've got a Walker crisp shortage, but what's happened is more people are going out and buying more crisps. Why? Because it's low vibrational, it's loaded with fat, it's loaded with, you know, false salts and things like that, to just, it's for suppression. This new vibration is going to allow us to align much more fully with this principle of oneness. And if you haven't watched my oneness video, I really do suggest that you go and watch it. I channeled it last year. So very important. It was a bit of a mind screw reading it because it kind of didn't make sense, but it's been a very good video. And there's even some stuff in there for children as well. Okay. So yes, exactly. And I'm actually going to give you some of the information that they gave me this morning to help you guys in the principle of really helping yourself step through. Because what they, in fact, I'll go there now. I'll skip over some of this stuff and I'll go there now because it's very important. They were basically talking to me about the crystalline energy. Now, what's very interesting is one of my, I don't know where it was, I don't know if it was on Facebook or if it was on Instagram, but one of my followers this week actually said to me, Lucy, can you get the activation codes from the moon? So obviously when I was out this morning and I was getting all this information, what they basically said to me is the crystalline energy is coming online. Now the crystalline is the cellular level structure that we're going to. Okay, so we're stepping away from carbon and we're stepping into crystalline. That's basically what's happening. That's this shift of consciousness for us. Okay, now what they are basically saying is we are stepping into the crystalline human codes as of now. It's we're stepping out of these crystalline we're stepping out of these carbon codes and into these crystalline codes. Now when I said to them, okay, share with me, where do these crystalline codes come from, what they basically said to me was they arrive from the sun, which obviously is very self-explanatory. They arrive from nature. Okay, now I'm just going to share a little bit more on nature before I give the others, or the other one. Now, what I was shown about nature is even when they're doing the chemtrails, okay, so even when they're spraying the skies, and I know there's many people out there that think that they are for the good, but I'm not aligned with that right at this precise moment, because I've had lots of information to say other than that, and I'm talking with people about that, even though like we've got differences of opinions, we speak about it because it helps us all evolve. So even when they're spraying the skies, if you are in nature, you are protected. Nature will protect you from everything. Okay, this is why intuitively for the last God knows how long, I've been in nature for about 2 hours every single morning without fail. It sets me up for the day. It almost like puts a protective layer around me, and I get all of the upgrades and all of the codes that I need. Hence why a lot of downloads happen when I'm running through the forest, which is most inconvenient, by the way, because I'm running and I'm like, I'm so going to forget that. But you know, it's interesting. So do get out into nature, do go and breathe the fresh air. You will be protected. Nature is there to literally protect us from everything. If you're like, well, I don't live near nature, maybe you've got a back garden, make it really nurturing for you. Okay, if you live near the mountains, go and spend time in the mountains. If, like me, you live near the forest and a lake, go and do that. If you live near the sea, go and spend time there. It doesn't matter what nature looks like to you. Just know that you are protected when you are in nature, in and around nature. Now, you might think, but hang on a minute, by the beach, there isn't any trees. It doesn't matter. You're in nature. Well, the vision that they give me when I just close my eyes there for an extended period, it's almost like we've got bubbles around us when we're in these. It's almost like that there's like a protective layer around us when we go into these areas. Okay, so please do remember that. Now, this one kind of blew me away a little bit because I didn't expect this. So the third thing that they gave me around these crystalline human codes was water. Now, you can imagine, you know what a princess I am around water, and I'm like, I'm not drinking the tap water, blah, 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 blah. And I thought to myself, hang on a minute, like, How can they be saying that we're getting our codes from the water when they've tampered with our water? Like most of us have to distill our water, which is why I had to get up early and switch my distiller off, and all of these other bits and pieces. But then I got waterfalls, lakes, which is why obviously intuitively I've been drawn to the lake, and obviously the sea. How does that feel to you guys? How does that feel? If you actually stop and think about it, when was the last time you went to the beach? When was the last time you went to a lake, or you went up a mountain and you were like, wow, I feel freaking amazing. I feel so amazing. Because I get that every single day. As you guys know, I get that every single day. I go out into nature every morning. I go to my lake every single morning. I allow the flow of information to come through every single morning without fail. So I've given you some tips there as to how to get your crystalline energy much more aligned. Now, I just wanted to suggest, if you are somebody who is struggling at the moment, maybe it's like you're feeling constantly tired, or maybe you are not able to just get yourself aligned with food or something like that. Be really gentle with yourself and know it is your ego that is stopping you. That's the ego is your shadow. Okay, your ego is your shadow. Now, this is a battle between light versus dark. So, of course, if you give energy to your shadow, and the story that I always like to share through my programs, and I'll share it here now, is, there's a grandfather, and the little boy says to the grandfather, "So, granddad, like, tell me, what should I be doing? How should I be making the choices? How should I be, connecting with what I'm supposed to be doing?" And the grandfather says to the child, "Son, there's two wolves that live within you. There is one which is for fear, and there is one which is for love." And obviously the conversation goes on a lot longer, but obviously, long story short, the little boy says, "But which one wins?" And the answer is whichever one you feed. So if you are feeding sugar at the moment, you are allowing that fear. You are allowing that low vibration into you. You are choosing the lower vibration. Even if you're like, "I'm going higher consciousness, I'm going higher consciousness." If you are not fueling your body right now, you are feeding into fear. And you can put this into whatever context that you've got, okay? Everything you need to do, ask yourself, and I've been speaking about this on my Instagram lives, everything that on Instagram, I've been talking about people's posts because I'm really quite shocked at how many people are still regurgitating the same old fear porn. But hey ho, it's their journey, right? It's the same principle. Is this going to fuel me well, or is this not going to fuel me well? Is this going to increase my brain capacity, or is this not going to increase my brain capacity? Is this going to make me feel fearful, or is this going to make me feel love? That is absolutely all you need to be asking yourself with everything. It doesn't matter where you are or what you're doing, what you look like, what your eating habits are, or anything like that. Ask yourself the question before you do anything. And I had to ask myself this question when I did the twin flame channeling a couple of days ago. I don't know, a day, 2 days ago, I don't know when it was, for this video that I'm going to pop out tomorrow. I said to myself, "Lucy, is this because of love, or is this because of fear?" And actually, I'm putting it out because of love, because I love so many people that are so held up on this twin flame narrative. I have so many people close to me that are so held up on it. "Oh, I'm waiting for my twin flame to arrive. Oh, I know he's coming or she's coming or whatever." And when I got this information, and you guys know, I've always thought I'm going to end up with my twin flame. Yeah. Doesn't surprise me, Samantha. This is what happens. Our ego kicks in and it's like, "Oh no, I'm going to be doing this and I'm going to be doing that." Recognize it. It's your shadow. We've all got it. And it's okay if you consciously say, do you know what, I'm gonna feed the bad wolf today. That's fine. But know that you have made that choice. Don't be blaming, oh, it's my time of the month, or, it's because I've had a bad day, or my boyfriend's pissed me off, or whatever. It's not about that. You are consciously saying, I want to eat crap. I'm not deserving. I don't love myself. I'm not worthy of eating nourishing foods. We've got into this convenience mode. Yeah, it'll be out tomorrow, Lani, babe. It'll be out tomorrow. I don't think I've put it out yet, but it will be out tomorrow, definitely. It's going out. I think I'm going to get some backlash for it, but you know what? I don't care. I have to share what they channeled me. Very interesting. Totally blown my everything out of the water that I've ever thought of, So, but it's really good. I feel so free since this information. So I think you guys will like it, even if you don't like it, if that makes sense. Right. So the other thing that they gave me when I was out running this morning was this is the time for the dreamers and the visionaries. Oh, love that. Absolutely love that. I don't know about how that sits with you guys, but that to me is exactly what is happening right now. Well, then, Donna, you have got to put a gag on him if that's what he needs, right? Get some self-control, get some self-worth, get some self-love. Really, really important. Really important. Meredith, I've got a couple of old videos on my channel about twin flames. If you go to my channel and search twin flames, I've done a couple of videos on twin flames already. So you'll have the previous perspective there. And then I am going to share this new perspective, and it is a totally new perspective. I've never heard anybody speak about it before. Not like this. So it's very, very, very interesting. Very, very interesting. Okay. So anyway, what I've noticed is lots of people are having dreams at the moment. So this is us coming online, figuring out what it is. We're connecting via that thin veil that we've got when we're in our super conscious state, and we're connecting to things. So for example, I went on a mad journey last night, and I connected in with loads of people from my past. And what was really interesting is I was doing all this work, and these are the people that I'm going to call slightly lower vibrational. They're the people that I used to work with on the trading floor, and I'm not being derogatory by that. They are very much in the system. They're very much in the program. Is what I would suggest with that. And what's very interesting is I was flitting around the world last night doing lots of healing on these people, and then this morning I woke up and I had an email from one of them, and it had been sent in error, but as we all know, that nothing ever happens in error. He was supposed to send that to me because we were supposed to connect again, and I am supposed to allow him to really ascend. Okay, so this is going to be a really beautiful transformation for any of those people. This is the dreamers and the visionaries. We are here to create new earth. Yeah. So Keith, I feel that you are really going to love this video, because I feel as if your soul is getting something that maybe you haven't got before. I certainly didn't get it. But for the last, I'm not going to give it all away because the video is extremely important and I don't really remember what I said in it. But, it's been maybe 2 months that I've been like, something needs to shift, something needs to shift, something needs to shift. Maybe even longer than that, but for 2 months, very, very consciously. And then all of a sudden, I've got it. And this is the way they work through me. Are you really ready for this information? Is the world really ready for this information? And it's just validation. That's what they give. So please, please, please do go and watch that video. I'm going to post it out tomorrow so that you guys can tap into that. And I would love your feedback. And if it pisses you off because it's blown everything, all of your previous concepts out of the window, please do let me know that. Because normally after a trigger, we get the healing, right? So it's really interesting. Now I'm excited that we're really dreaming at the moment. I'm excited that we've got people that are coming into our lives again. Janet, the perceived belief is that every single person has a twin flame, okay? They are not, very rarely are they alive on the planet at the same time. So very, very rarely. Your twin flame may be in realm 7 or realm 15, and I mean like dimension by that. Okay, so they may have just been born now, which obviously is really impractical that you guys are ever going to meet. So it's very, very interesting, but definitely the concept of what I know to be true is that everybody has that twin soul. Okay, that's the concept that is out there, is every single person has this other part of them. Like I say, it's quite rare that people are alive at the same times. They're normally, when they are alive at the same times, they're normally, 7 to 10 years apart, if not more apart. So my twin flame is actually 7 years younger than me. And I know who he is, but actually the work that I've done, I'm like, oh my God, I'm so grateful. And you don't have to be romantically linked to your twin flame, by the way. It's not like that. It's just literally your mirror. And this person is literally my mirror. I can't say to you, he is literally he is my mirror. If you want more information on it, I would go and watch the 2 videos that I've already done. Keep a very open mind as you watch it, and then watch the video tomorrow that I put out, because I feel actually everyone's going to breathe a bloody sigh of relief when this actually goes out. I really do. But I think that there's going to be a lot of people out there that obviously do a lot of work with twin flames that are probably not going to like it, probably put it down and all the rest of it. But there we go. I'm open to that. It is what it is. I'm here for the truth. I'm not here for friends and followers. Having friends and followers is amazing, but I would rather you guys know the truth and be pissed off with me than me, pump something into you. Yeah, I just said that, Helen. So, we must start recognizing, we must start recognizing that we are here to birth ourselves back to fullness, to oneness, to wholeness, whatever word you want to use. Now, something that I thought was extremely important that we must speak about right at this precise moment is we must recognize our stories. We must recognize our stories. There are a lot of people out there, and a lot of my programs are very triggering. They're very much bringing the ego to the surface so that you can step through. Even my 5-day breakthrough course at £7.77, it triggers people so much to recognize that they have got stories. I know at the start of this year's membership, my Self Love Club membership program in June, people came along and they were like, I don't have any stories, Lucy. I'm not sure. And I remember about 10 people saying to me off the back of my launch call, they were like, but I don't have any stories. I'm really not sure. I'm just not sure that I'm going to get the benefit. And I was like, yeah. Well, it's completely down to you, obviously. But I feel that anyone will get a breakthrough through my course. And it's so funny. All of those people that say I didn't have any stories, they're all going, oh my God, I've had so many stories. And I didn't even realize it's called delusion. We are living in illusion. It's called delusion. We just need to own it. It's not saying that we are, we're bad or we're lower vibration or anything like that. Actually, by recognizing that you've got stories, you're going to ascend much more easily, with ease and grace. So recognize what your stories are. First step. Second step is, or second thing to know is, unless you recognize your stories, you cannot, unless you can let it go, you're not going to start your healing journey. We all must be recognizing that we must step away from this victim mode. And again, another really triggering word. A lot of you would be like, I'm not victim. Doesn't matter. It's just the language that I'm using. This is our journey back to self. Now, you guys know I set up Self Love Club in 2016. And it wasn't until 2018 that they actually said to me, Self Love Club will be the Ascension. Self-love is the only way to ascend. And I was like, oh my God, because self-love in 2016 made me feel violently sick. My ego was like, nobody's going to go for this. And let's be real, it's taken a lot of time for people to come along and be like, do you know what? Yes, self-love is, like, those words aren't cringeworthy anymore. We must recognize that in the vibrational frequency that we're heading to, as we all spoke about slightly earlier, these ascension symptoms that we're getting, our stories are not serving us. We don't need to be safe anymore. We are breaking the paradigm down that we've had to have our warrior outfit on for. Don't get me wrong. I know need to stay in warrior mode for a little while longer yet, into early 2022. But what I'm saying is this warrior that we've had to do to protect ourselves from people speaking nastily or protect our emotions or protect our things is no longer here. All of our pain must be released. So if you are attached to your sickness, and I know that I have lots of people that follow me about this, and I'm going to be, but when I'm not doing the lives on YouTube, I'm going to be talking a lot more about healing and a lot more about health and things like that as it comes through. As the messages come through, I will just be doing videos on them for you. Okay? People hold them back by being attached to their sickness or their dis-ease. Now, what I mean by that is I've had many clients in the past that have come to me and, oh, but my fibromyalgia is so bad. My fibromyalgia is so bad. Oh, Lucy, you just don't get it. You just don't get it. My fibromyalgia is so bad. Of course it's bad because you're owning it. You're attached to it. Of course it's bad. You are creating pain for yourself. So your physical vessel is saying, you want pain, babe? I'm going to give you pain. Because your physical vessel doesn't realize, or the universe doesn't realize that you're not actually asking for the pain, but because you are associating with it and because you are attached to it, you are creating a lot more of it. It's baggage. I often talk in my seminars about the backpack that we all carry around on our back. We don't need that anymore. It's no longer serving us. You are so much more than your story. Yeah, that's what Self-Love Club is to do, Mel. I teach people literally how to surrender. First and foremost, get the consciousness on everything that is stopping them, get the consciousness on their ego. And then over the months, we basically surrender, get everything in alignment, absolutely everything in alignment. Our physical vessel, our spiritual self, our mental self, how we can get people in alignment, how we can get everything working, how we can disassociate from things, how we can get back to self. And this is something that I channeled. I didn't realize I channeled it, but I channeled it through my own healing journey. I basically intuitively healed myself and then thought, if I can heal myself with this, maybe I can heal other people. And as you guys know, it's thousands of people that have gone through this process now. So it's just amazing. It's just amazing. Our limited view that we had to hold on to keep us safe is no longer our reality. We had limits. We felt that something wasn't quite right, so we protected ourselves. But now we have the consciousness, we have the awareness that it isn't right. So boost these things. Like I said earlier, go out into nature, do lots of breath work. I had a really incredible morning yesterday. Oh my gosh, it was absolutely incredible. I did an hour's worth of breath work. I did probably an hour and a half work of meditation. I did a 2-hour gym session. I had the most amazing morning yesterday, and I just felt so connected to myself. Really connected. And that's what happens when you're connected to yourself. You're going to encourage more people like that towards you. Hence we set up the communities. Hence we're breaking down these systems. Love yourself, have compassion with yourself, and hold patience with yourself. Most of us right now are not doing those 3 things. We're impatient. We're out there beating the drum. We're out there. We've just got to do it quicker. No. You don't need to do it at any speed. Time is an illusion. Find your people. Figure out where they are. I'm finding people, even in the community, which is a pretty asleep community that I live in, interestingly. I'm here to wake them all up. I'm finding pockets of people that no matter what restrictions get put in place here in the UK, I will have a connection of people that can support me. Because obviously I don't take that, and that's what they're coming for here in the UK next. So this is what we need to do. Find your people. I've spoken, obviously I've been out with different sets of friends over the last couple of days, and some of the girls on Friday were saying, oh yeah, I still get together with my you know, people that I've known all my life, blah, blah, blah. I've got a huge ringing in my left ear. But for me personally, everybody now is like-minded. I don't spend any time with anybody that is in that old paradigm other than my mum and my stepdad. My dad is, you know, he's kind of flips between 3 and 4D. But you know, everybody that I choose to go out for dinner with or choose to spend my time with or choose to speak to on the phone or anything like that, those people, all of them, none of them have taken this. We're all about setting up these conscious communities. Okay, so it's very, very, very important that we recognize this. Very important. Now, what we must remember is just because I'm not going to be doing these lives on YouTube doesn't mean that we can't stay connected. You know, I have Instagram, I have Facebook, I have, you know, I'll still be on YouTube. I'll still have my community page on YouTube so I can keep in touch with you there. Obviously, you can message and whatever. But, you know, if you want to be part of something, I'm on Telegram as well, guys. So if you would like to keep in touch, and, you know, I do message in my groups quite a lot. Obviously, there's nowhere to message in YouTube. YouTube isn't particularly flexible for this kind of stuff. Also, there is my Conscious Conversation community. It's £11 a month. You get a Monday night Zoom call with me every week. Doesn't matter if you can attend in person or not. You know, I do Q&As. I do lots of channeled messages. I do lots of work with consciousness. It's very rare that I talk about the truth stuff. Last week I did because I needed to prepare people and get people like taking action and doing certain things. But other than that, I'm very, very much of the, we're working in the higher levels of consciousness, how we can break people through, what we need to do, what shifts have taken place, you know, the energies that are flowing through, the things that are happening from a Gaia perspective, so from a Mother Earth perspective. That's the kind of stuff that I share through Conscious Conversations. So if that resonates with you and you're like, I need, you know, I would really like to, yeah, Cliff, I don't question it, mate. At all. I don't question it in the slightest. We absolutely will. I know I can't get to America right now. I don't even know if I can go to Mexico next month. We'll wait and see what happens. But my plan is, when I get to Mexico in December, my plan is to stick around in South America for a little bit longer and see if I can get into America. But, you know, obviously I'm not prepared to take this. No way. There was absolutely no way that I'm just not prepared to take it. Even if they end up proving that it's for the good or something like that, I will never take. I just don't want anything. They'll have to give it to me, you know, in a handheld thing or something like that, because I'm just not, you know, I'm just not doing that. So I know that our paths are going to cross, guys. I know that we will bring this, community together. I know we will. Like at the moment, the reason Cliff is in Canada or America, I can't remember. You're somewhere over the other side, right? Somewhere over there. He's over there because he's lighting the grid up. I've got people like Keith and Steph and people like that in New Zealand. You know, that's what's really important. Yeah, but she's got something that I'm not prepared to do. I'm not prepared to, yeah, I thought you were American, sorry, my apologies. I'm not prepared to do something that Alpa did. So it's just, if I can get in with, you know, with getting in without it, then great, that's what I will do. But if not, I won't be doing it, because I don't want to give energy to things like that. Okay. And now I'm not saying that she did anything wrong or bad or whatever, like it's her journey. I have to be really honest with myself and remember that everything that I'm putting out, I'm going to get back. So I have to stand in my truth in this, in the hope that you guys can stand in your truth too. It's the only way we're going to collapse the systems. If we're feeding and paying into and you know, giving energy to those systems, we're never going to get out of them. So I'm very much about standing in my truth and doing it the way that feels authentic to me. I'm sure that there is going to be a way around it. You know, I've got people that want me to go in and do work with them. So it's probably just a matter of time before I can get an exemption to go in. So who knows? Anyway, guys, I love you to the moon and stars. I will be on next Sunday, or at least that's the plan. If for any reason it changes, I will let you guys know. But the plan is for me to be here next Sunday, and then from December, I'm just going to focus on these little short, sharp videos of, you know, where I can just sit and be peaceful, channel, and then I can film it and you guys can obviously watch them. Please do keep in touch though. You know, this isn't the end of our beautiful relationship. Please do keep in touch. Find me on any other platform. Like I'm all over the place. And my email is out there as well. Okay. Support@lucydavis.com. If you want to speak to me, if you want to drop me an email, if you just want to stay in touch, then obviously that is an option for you as well. Okay. Guys, I love you to the moon and stars. Remember, everything that you are living, you are choosing, every single bit of it. Like it or not, that's the reality. Guys, mwah, I love you loads. Go and enjoy your life. Go and take your freedom back. Go out in nature, immerse in this sunshine. Like here in the UK, we've got some glorious sunshine. So go and immerse in it. Allow those codes to get into your cells, because, you know, there are going to be days where the sun doesn't come out. The sun won't shine. All right. My Aussies and my New Zealand lot, good luck with your protests. I hope they all go really well. I'm with you energetically. I can't be there physically. But no, my heart is with you guys every single step of the way. To everyone else around the world, we've got this, all right? We have got this, I promise you. And I will be picking a day. I might do like the 11th of the month or something, where I will come on and do a monthly session with you guys. Cliff, I look forward to meeting you, my friend. Mwah. To everybody else, I will catch you super, super soon. Lots of love, guys. Have the most beautiful, beautiful rest of your weekend. Take care.